So good morning, thank you very much for coming to our guest speaker series. We have today a very interesting entrepreneur here, actually also a former student, Edward Amdur. He's going to tell us about his business. He has been very entrepreneurial, even though he's very young, he's been very entrepreneurial. Since his days as a student here, he graduated I think 3 or 4 years ago. He was my student in wealth management and entrepreneurship a few years ago, and I thought, being just doing inviting business, he's been involved in a few businesses. While he was here, he was involved in vintage cars, and he did some interesting trading in vintage cars. He's going to tell us about that. I think then he was a chef at Novikovsky, and now he wants to disrupt the online real estate agency business, property business, which I think is quite an interesting idea, and he's going to tell us about that. So, Edward, over to you. Please tell us about your business and about your career, and then you can ask questions, but I think you're going to do it in detail.
Yeah,
so, good. Thank you so much.
How do you get the thing? Morning. Tough crowd. Right. Okay. So Jacob asked, thanks for that. He asked me to speak to you guys today about entrepreneurship, or my view of it rather. That's me. Right, advance apology, I'm leaving my phone on because my wife's about to give birth any second, so if she does, I'm out of here. Jacob will make something up. Okay, it's about me. So I graduated from Regent in 2017, so almost 3 years ago now. I did global business, global international business. I did Italian with it before, but I couldn't speak it very well, so I stopped it. I have a qualification from the Royal Navy as well, in leadership, which has been extremely helpful. It was a very short course, but it was with a few of the commanders, some of the vice admirals. It was very, very useful, and I'll get onto that in a bit. At Regent, so I think it was my second last year, so 2016, I started Langdons of London, which is the car company Jacob was talking about. Jacob found out because I just asked him if I could skip class to go and present the company at a car show. So you guys will go here, you know, it's a very privileged university, lots of nice cars, I'm sure you've seen them out front. I wanted to get in on that. I was always into cars, always lucky enough to drive nice cars, and people were asking me, oh, where'd you get them financed? How'd you get them? Where's the best deal? Where's the best place to get insurance? So I started to broker all these deals. I started to buy some stock. I didn't have the money to start it up in terms of a dealership, so I just started to piggyback off Ferrari, some of the other local dealers. I put my stock in their window, they did all the work for me, I took my commission. Very happy with that. So in 2016, I got a call from the London Classic Car Show. I don't know if you've heard of it, it's a huge car show, it's going on next week. And they said, oh, well, we've heard you're in cars. I was like, yeah, that's right. They said, well, we've got a space here, do you want to take it? It's very cheap, last minute. And I said, yeah, sure, how much is it? So we did the negotiation. I said, what's the name of the company? And I went, Langdons of London. Langdons is my middle name. The company did not exist. We had 2 days to get it together, so I called my accountant, we registered the company, we put it together, and it was a great show. Unfortunately, I didn't realise that I was starting it just before Brexit happened. I'm not going to dwell on it. I was a Remainer, we'll leave it at that. It completely messed up the car market in the UK. Cars went dead. No one was interested in buying, investing, it just went dead. I was in a lucky position because I didn't have my own dealership, I was piggybacking, so I was able to get out of it quite quickly. Call it a failure? Possibly yes, but I learned a lot from it. I learned about businesses. If I'd gone into what I'm doing now without having that experience, I probably wouldn't be as mature as I am now. It taught me a lot about business, how to look after people. Customer service is the most important thing in any business. There you are, it's a lovely logo. I designed that, I was very happy with it until I got to the show and then I realised every other car dealer does exactly the same logo. Waverley Investments is one of my father's companies, so I worked with them 2017 to 2018, alongside the cars as it kind of dwindled down. Real estate, a lot of numbers, a lot of Google, Excel spreadsheets, a lot of number crunching. Again, useful stuff. I'm not an office person. I can't sit at my desk for more than 5 minutes without getting distracted, but it taught me how to sit down and do it if need be. Tatewood, what I do now, I'll get onto it a bit. Where's the logo? There we go. Online estate agency, it's not particularly interesting for you lot. I'll try and make it as interesting as possible. I know what it's like to be sitting there. It was only a few years ago I was, so I'm enjoying this in a way, because I'm going to pick on some of you in a minute to answer some questions. That was Langdon, that was the stand, so we threw this entire thing together, all the propaganda is not a good word, all the visuals, everything, the couches, we designed this in 2 days. It was brilliant. My wife and I. Right, entrepreneurship. What is an entrepreneur? So I actually found this on Google. couple of weeks ago, and I love it because it says, a person who sets up a business or businesses taking on financial risks, and my favourite bit, in the hope of profit. I love that word hope because what a stupid definition of what an entrepreneur is. Because hope doesn't make money. Hope does not make money. If you're going to go into a business and you're going to start it yourself, hoping doesn't help. You can sit there and hope as much as you want. It's not going to make a difference. You know, if you're not into medicine and you're one of those people who like to stay at home and look after yourself, if you've got a really bad illness, hoping for it to get better is not going to work. You've got to do something about it. You've got to go to the doctor and get some medicine. You've got to live your business. If you don't live it, it's a waste. It has to take over your entire life. If you've got an idea, you've got to eat your business, you've got to breathe your business. It has to encompass everything. There's no, being a director, being an entrepreneur means you're going to be at the top of the company. And we'll get onto more of that in a minute about what it means to be on the top. But the top of the company, there's no one for you to report to. If you've got a problem, you make a mistake, it's on your own back. You have to, I might not be in the office all the time, but my guys, they're from 8:30 till 5:30, they're good guys, they're happy to do overtime without being paid for it. They respect me for that. And I respect them for that. But my business is 25 hours a day, 8 days a week, 400 days a year. It doesn't stop. In the middle of the night, I'm on my emails, whatever it is, you've got to make love to your business. That's what you've got to do. It has to, you've got to be in there with it. Luck doesn't come knocking on your door. This is what I was talking about, hope. Luck does not, as my dad said, luck doesn't come knocking on your door. You've got to go out there and find it. If you're going to sit at home all day, luck doesn't come and go, hey, all right, it's time to go now, lucky time. It's not like that. You have to, I go on about this a lot, especially when I'm talking to the team about it. You have to give it 100%, and I'll keep saying that throughout this whole lecture. 100% everything. That's what it means to be an entrepreneur, not doing a business or businesses in hope it makes money. You have to give it 100%. If you don't go out there and give it 100%, you're not going to find any luck. Luck might come on day one. I might get really lucky. It might never come. It didn't happen for me with my other company, Langton's. Whatever, but I gave it my all in the hope that luck would turn up at some point. Right, now you guys get involved. What do you think are the key attributes of an entrepreneur? And if no one says anything, I'll pick on you, because I've been waiting 3 years to do it.
Work ethic.
Work, who said that? What's your name?
Daniel.
Work ethic, exactly as I was talking about. It's important. You've got to be disciplined is a big one for an entrepreneur.
Passion.
What's your name?
Alex.
Passion, as I was saying, make love to the business. You passionate level?
A little bit.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Anyone else? I'm going to go for 5 of these.
Agility.
Agility, important, we'll get to that in a minute. To jump around, that's what I'll talk about when I show you what my attributes of someone is. 2 more. What's your name? How? Hugo. What's an attribute of an entrepreneur? What do you think an attribute of an entrepreneur is?
Strategy.
Strategy? Okay. What's your name?
Maddie.
Maddie?
Willingness to grow.
Yeah, exactly. That's the driver I was talking about before. Hands up here who would like to be an entrepreneur? Who wouldn't want to work for anyone else? Hands up. Okay, now the other way around. If you want to work for someone else, your hands up. Why would you rather work for someone else? And I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
Because I don't think in some industries you can just go and I think you need to go and work under somebody else, gain experience and then be able to maybe start.
But at the end of it, you'd like to be able to work.
Yeah,
for yourself.
I'm not unwilling to not work for somebody else before I do that.
Who said work ethic? Exactly the point. You have to go and get experience. When I was working at Novico, I didn't want to be a chef my whole life. I just like cooking. My wife took me out for a cooking class. It was in 2015, I think it was. They saw me cooking and they said, do you want a job here? It was only for about 3 months over the summer and I said, yeah, sure. Now that taught me a lot about work ethic. The hours were horrible. 2 in the afternoon till 5 in the morning. You're going to get 1 day off every 2 weeks. It taught me discipline. You had to be there, you had to work, you come home, you've got blood all over your hands, you stink. Truffles, I hate them now, I used to love them, can't stand them, make me feel sick. But it's a work ethic, and you have to, like I said, get involved. Whatever it was, you've got to get involved to make it work. Right, micro attributes of an entrepreneur. And these are the top, I think there's 5 of them. The 5 things I think are most important. Leadership. So this is what I was talking about with my Royal Navy qualification. When I was with them, they were telling me that leadership doesn't work from the bottom up. So the privates, the troops, the corporals, they don't work to make the admiral happy. It works the other way around. The admiral works to make vice admirals happy. He does everything he can to make sure they're in a good position, and in return, they're going to respect him. They're going to want to do everything to make him happy. The people below the vice admirals is the sort of pyramid shape. Bigger it gets, you've got to make everyone happy there. If everyone down the chain is happy, everyone's going to want to work to make everyone above them happy. I mean, if you've got a boss that's a bit of an arsehole, I can't say those words, if you've got a boss that's one of those, you're not going to really want to give them everything. You're going to be looking at that clock, 9 till 5, 5 o'clock, it's goodbye, I'm out the door, if it's a Friday, you're not going to think about work until Monday morning. Work from the top down, and then it goes back to the bottom up. And you're going to, like I said earlier, you're going to be leading it. So, oh, by the way, I have a very different style of giving presentations. I write notes, I don't practice it. Everything I'm talking to you now is off the cuff, from the heart. This is what I feel. Leadership, like I said, you're at the top. There's no one there telling you what to do. You have to be disciplined. You've got to listen to what your inside tells you. Go with your instincts. And I'm the youngest one in the company. There's 12 people that work for me. I'm 25, almost 26. I'm the youngest one there. Get to that in a minute. Responsibility, as I said before, compliance, it's all on my head. We're an online estate agent. We have to do anti-money laundering to make sure no one's doing dodgy things with money. If it goes wrong, if one of my guys make a mistake, that's on my head. We have to look after client money within a special client account. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's an account that's, if the company was to go bust and there's 100 million in there, you've got a pound in your normal account, that 100 million is completely protected, but no one can touch it. If a penny leaves that account and gets spent by mistake, I can go to prison for it. It's a big responsibility to be running a company, especially when there are things that govern you, like anti-money laundering, the property ombudsman supervision. It's a lot of responsibility, and that takes its toll. Patience. Not everyone might work as quickly as you do, or as slowly as you do, or at the same pace as you. They might have a different work style to you. And you've got to be patient, and that goes in with leadership. You have to be able to understand your team members, and that brings me on to empathy. So empathy and those four kind of go together. When I say get into the shoes of your team members, like I said, everyone works differently. You've got to understand how your other team members work. You've got to understand what's going on in their heads. Once you get into their heads, you can work the team very well. You know how you deal with different people. Being an entrepreneur, I didn't put it on here, but I think one of the biggest attributes is actually being a people's person. You can't be a recluse in your bedroom. You know, Mark Zuckerberg, everyone knows who he is. You know, owns Facebook, started it up. He wasn't a people's person. Again, he got very, very lucky. I've always thought that Facebook was no different to MySpace. He was just in the right place at the right time. He wasn't a people's person. But some of the other businesses that you've seen grow, like customer service-based businesses, online estate agency, restaurant chains, banks, Virgin. You all heard of Virgin, right? Hands up if you've heard of Virgin Cola. Exactly. So Virgin Cola, so the Virgin company is all about the experience the customer gets. And Virgin Airlines, it's all different, Virgin Records. Richard Branson said that they actually, I don't know if you guys saw this, it went around Facebook the other day, and he said that Virgin Cola didn't work because Virgin is something that, it's an experience. It's not a physical experience, it's a whole mental experience, a customer service experience. You can't get that from drinking Coke. That's why they couldn't take on someone like Coca-Cola. Do you disagree with that?
No, I agree.
Yeah,
I've thought about it that way.
It's true. I didn't think about it that way, but he said Virgin is I'm sure there's a load of businesses that Richard Branson tried to do that we don't know about, that failed. You're not going to learn unless you go through failure. Getting into the shoes of your team members, that helps you understand them, it helps you when you talk to them, being a people's person. If you know how to talk to people and you know how to adapt to any situation, it's going to help you massively. You know, I'm taking on an apprentice this week for digital marketing for us. When I started my journey to find this person, because we're an online estate agent, I'll get to that in a minute, our shop window is online. We don't have a shop on the high street. We need, digital marketing is our thing. I was looking for someone originally that had a lot of experience. And then I thought, actually, no, I don't want someone with a lot of experience. I want someone who's driven. I want someone like, I know digital marketing, it's what I've been doing for the last 3 years, but I want someone like me that doesn't know anything, but prepared to learn. And I was looking for this apprentice, and she sat in front of me. She's 20 or 21 years old. She has no experience at all. None at all. No real work experience. In terms of a job, she had work experience. But she buffed out her CV. She did 1 day working at a charity, delivering pizzas. And she did a whole statement of it like this. And when she sat in front of me, you'd think she had 20 years of marketing experience too. And for me, that was more important. She got into my head. And she knew exactly what I wanted to hear, and she gave it to me. And for me, that's important for someone with marketing. She's a people's person. And the most important one is humility. That is the number one attribute of an entrepreneur. And it goes with all of those. Like I said earlier, I'm the youngest one in my team. I'm always 26. Everyone in there, the number 2 guy is 57 years old. I think the youngest person in the company is like 33 apart from me. And they all have to sit around the table and listen to me. And when I say humility is, I don't have all the experience in the world. I don't have a lot. You know, I came out of university at 23. I don't have a lot of experience. The experiences I have are things such as my failures, such as Langdon's, such as the stuff I did with the Royal Navy, the stuff I learned at Regent, which I trust. I'm sure you don't think it helps at the moment, but trust me, it really does. To know a little bit of everything. I'll get onto that in a minute. And I'm sitting around a board table, and every side of the table are people someone who's been an estate agent for 40 years, someone who's a lawyer, someone who's had marketing experience for 30 years, someone who, one of the guys on our board named Barry, have you heard of Weight Watchers? So Weight Watchers Europe was his company, had 4,500 people under him at one time. And I've got to sit there, and very proud to be able to do it. I think it's one of my biggest qualities, listen to what they have to say. You know, the worst thing any entrepreneur can do, like I said, entrepreneur means you're the top. It's your company, you're the boss. The worst thing an entrepreneur can do is sit there and go, I'm the managing director. Don't look me up, I'm the managing director. My position. That's the worst thing you can do. I've seen people do it, I had someone do it, and got rid of them. You don't wear those hats. I say to people when they're around a table, if it's the person cleaning the office or it's me, everyone around the table is equal. And you get all the ideas like that. We have new people coming on board. I should explain how my company works in a minute. We have new people coming on board who don't work in the office. And I come in on their interviews or their first training day, and I don't spend a lot of time with them. I say, look, if you've got an idea, ask one of the guys for my number, you call me, you tell me. I don't care what it is. If you've got a way to improve this business, you tell me about it, and we'll process it together. That's the only way you're going to grow. I don't have all the answers. I don't have a lot of them. My job is just to basically be there and sort out disputes between team members and kind of give them some general guidance. I'm not going to sit there and tell an estate agent for 40 years, I know better than him. He's been selling houses for 40 years and renting properties for 40 years. I don't know as much as him. I'm not going to tell my wife's on our board, she's a solicitor. I don't argue with my wife anyway, but I wouldn't dare, especially because she's a solicitor. I'm not going to sit there and listen to, tell her how law works. She tells me. The guy from Weight Watchers, he was managing 4,500 staff, most of which were paid on commission only, so not salary. I'm not going to sit there like some of our staff. I'm not going to sit there and tell him how it works. You have to have humility and sit there and be prepared to let everyone else who's got more experience talk to you. Tatewood. So Tatewood started it in 2018. Now, we are the UK's first true hybrid online estate agent. It's very exciting, isn't it? I'll give you a quick overview of it. It's a pretty good graphic to show it. So, in the UK, if you're selling property, there's traditionally you've got your high street estate agent. I'm sure you've seen them on the corners, on Baker Street, Marylebone, wherever it is. You see them there. They're all these sort of dreary-looking people, funny-coloured socks that like to give you crap about property. Typically, they charge you 1.5% to 3% to sell your property. Half decent service. Everything's normally included. About 5-10 years ago, how many people have heard of Purple Bricks? Okay, someone has. Purple Bricks is the online agent. So typically, let's look at £1 million house, just to give easy numbers. So you're going to pay them somewhere between £15,000 and £30,000 plus of that to sell your house. Compared to everywhere else in the world, apparently it's quite cheap. In America, you get 3, 4, 5, 6%. But that's what it used to be in the UK. Then you had something like Purple Bricks coming along, which was charging anything from £900 to £4,000 fixed fee. But everything was an extra. You want them to do the viewings, you've got to pay them £400 for that. You want them to do, you've got to
pay them as well to go and write and Zoop.
Rightmove and Zoop are geniuses. They've got a monopoly in the market. They change the whole way it works. The agents pay for that, but that's included in the fee. That's why traditionally they were so high. I mean, Rightmove and Zoop combines about £3,000–4,000 a month per area. And even in one estate agent, if they're operating in 2 or 3 areas, you're going to pay for all of those memberships. You could be spending 10–15 grand a month on memberships, plus your staff. So I'll get to that in a minute because I'll explain where we've come from. So the online agent, lower fees, everything's an extra. The most important thing is, the reason I started Tatewood is you pay them up front. Now, by show of hands, who would honestly answer? Put your hand up if you would pay an estate agent first before they've actually sold your property. Even if it was a bit cheaper? Exactly, that was my feeling of it. So my market research is now confirmed. So it was madness in my mind, but the reason they could charge, any reasons why they could charge so little? Any ideas?
Another option.
Huh?
There's no other option.
Oh, there is other options, you can go there. But why can they charge so little?
Because the person going online can just use the website or just...
Which leads to what? So why can they charge less? If they've got a website, why can they charge less?
Because there are no employees to pay for
Yeah, anyway, so they haven't got a shop front. There's no on the high street. You haven't got to pay 50, 100 grand a year to run a shop. You don't have to fill the shop out with staff. It's unnecessary. So that was the rise of the online agents. But everything, free viewings, paying up front, premium listings, dedicated progressors, it's all professional photos. It's all charged an extra, and you're paying them up front. I think it's lunacy. So that's where Tatewood came in. So we charge 0.5% plus that, which is about 0.59%. Everything's included with us. This is like a sales pitch now. Everything's included with us. And that was kind of the idea, to give them, you either have this end, which is the high street, this end, which is the online, there's no other option. Well, we came in the middle, so we charge you a percentage, you only pay it if we sell it, everything's included. We're a volume business, so we can't work in one area, we have to be in loads of areas. Right now, we're across the whole of London and Hertfordshire. It's going extremely well. So yeah, we found a gap in the market. We called it the no-brainer for the customer. Because if a customer's thinking, well, I don't really want to go with an online agent because I don't want to pay anyone up front. So it's really between the established high street agent or Tatewood. Well, you look at that, and the fee. If you've got £1 million house, you're going to pay us about 5-6 grand to sell it versus 15 to 30. It's a huge difference. Yeah, this is an interesting one. I always, whenever I have an idea, I've had loads. Some of them come to fruition, like Langdon, some of them haven't. But it really shone through with Tatewood. I always do my market research after having an idea. So when I got in touch with the guy that's now our ops director, Mark Stern, who's a very old friend of my dad, he's the guy that's been an estate agent for 40 years. I spoke to him about estate agency because I knew about property, I didn't really know about estate agency. And we were speaking, and then I thought, well, right, okay, maybe we can open up a high street agent and just really focus on customer service, but no, that's too expensive. It's 30, 40, 50 grand a month to run it. Surely there's got to be a better way. Maybe if we had one office, and we had our agents all working from home, then the office doesn't need to be on the high street, it can be anywhere. Our office at the moment is on an airfield in the middle of London. But yeah, they could work on commission. Maybe it could be like Uber, where they jump in and out. Anyway, I hit the pad and paper for about 3 days, I just brainstormed the whole thing. Eventually I came down right. Head office in the middle of nowhere, no one comes there. Agents working from home, they never come to the office apart from training and an interview, and they work on commission only. That way I can have agents everywhere. I don't have to pay them anything until they actually sell a property, but we'll give them 30% of whatever our gross commission is. Afterwards, I then did my market research to see what else is out there. And you have Purple Bricks, you have the Yopa. Initially I was a bit disheartened, like, it's already been done. But then I went back through my ideas that I'd done before, looking at what else was out there. And I realised, hold on a second, I'm offering something quite different. Because my ideas weren't polluted by all the other companies out there, that's where I developed the uniqueness for Tatewood, and that's why people are buying into it. And in February, a few weeks ago, we had the company valued at the open market at £1.1 million, so I'm very happy about that. I'm going to take this. Hold on one second. Hello? I can't speak now. Sorry, it was lost still. Yeah, so we've had over £1 million, and that took a year and a half to get to that point. I'm very, very proud of it, and the company's now just growing through the roof. We're expanding to the whole of the southeast of England over the next couple of years, and then eventually we will branch to other countries. Big one. Our Regent helped me as an entrepreneur. He didn't tell me how to spell, because Regent should be a capital R. Apart from teaching me how to make fantastic PowerPoint presentations, the thing with Regents is we're a very unique place here. Really unique. You might not realise it until you've left. And I had someone tell me the same thing 3 years ago in one of Jacob's lectures. This isn't Oxford, this isn't Cambridge, but what you get here is something much more valuable. Does anyone know what that is? Your network here is by far the best network you're going to get studying anywhere. And I'll say that very, very happily, hand on heart, anywhere in the world. I've met a lot of corporate companies who asked me, where'd you go? I said, Regent. And they said, the network place. The people I've met here, I've done business with, found money through them for investment. People say to me, are you in oil? No, I'm not in oil, but I know someone for that. You're in commodities? Oh yeah, I know someone for that. You're in finance? Yeah, I know someone for that. I know you get a network here that's second to none. Another important thing, are you guys all doing global business management? It's all the same type of thing, right? Okay. You learn a little bit about everything. You know, a little bit of marketing, a bit of law, a little bit of wealth management, a bit of finance, all the little bits. Now being an entrepreneur and being the head of a company, your job is not to know and be an expert in everything, otherwise you do it on your own. You have people surrounding you on that board table, like I said, the solicitors, the accountants, the experts. You don't need to know everything. You just need to know a little bit of everything. A little bit of accounting, so when you sit there, you don't look like an imbecile trying to talk to someone. You know, a little bit of marketing, so you can tell when someone's bullshitting you, which is quite often in the marketing world. This place helps a lot, and really take on board what these guys are telling you, all your lecturers, Jacob included. It gives you stuff, even if it doesn't help you in your business, it gives you another depth to talk about things that you might not have understood before. I didn't really understand finance before. I didn't really understand how shares work. I thought shares in a company was you invest X amount for X amount, you get the shares, and that's it. I didn't know there was A, B, C, D type of shares, preference shares, all of this nonsense. I didn't know about that. When I sat in front of my investors a few weeks ago, they were talking about that. And although I didn't really understand a lot of it, I understood enough to make myself seem like I know what I was talking about. And it's very important to take on board what these guys are telling you. You will find it very, very useful. Have you all done accounting, basis of accounting? Probably the most useful one you'll have here, especially as an entrepreneur starting up a business. You haven't got all the money in the world to pay accountants to do it. Accountants charge an absolute fortune. And when they're charging you sort of £5,000 to £10,000 a year to audit your accounts, if you can do some of that bookkeeping that they're charging £30 to £50 an hour to do, and they'll take many, many hours to do it, spend that on marketing. And it helps. Really, really helps. Q&A. Don't be shy, or I'll pick on you again. Anyone's got any questions?
How did you come up with the idea?
For Tatewood?
Yeah, for Tatewood.
So I had several bad experiences with estate agents. So I had them sell my flat, and they came over and they were dressed like an idiot. I went to view properties. How big is this place in square meters? Oh, sorry, I don't know, I haven't done a floor plan. All of the little tiny experiences I had, I thought, surely there's got to be something else that's better than this. And these were brands that have been around for 40, 50 years. And when I got together with my dad's old friend Mark, who's the ops director, he'd been an estate agent for a long time, he also saw a gap. So it started out as, right, let's be the best in customer service. That would be our USP. If you know, down my high street where I live in Finchley, there's literally 10 estate agents within 200 metres of each other. And they're all competing, and they all seem to be doing well. So I thought, well, whoever's got the best customer service is probably going to take all the business. But then we thought, right, we'll adjust the prices, we'll have the remote agents, the office somewhere. And then we saw it just work like that. Just a customer service thing. Anyone else? Must be something, it can't be that boring.
Would you say there's like similarities going from selling vintage cars to real estate?
Yeah, customer service.
Okay.
Customer service. And you're asking, especially with those type of cars, for most people, buying a property for them is their biggest purchase. It's their biggest purchase in their life. So, and a vintage car as well, for the majority of people, if they're going to spend money, 100, 200, whatever it is, £1,000 on a car, it's a huge purchase for them. So, if you went into Renault, you wouldn't expect the best customer service. If you went into Ferrari or Porsche or a vintage dealer, you'd expect it. Same with an estate agent. If you're going to be selling your house that's worth £500,000, £600,000, £1 million, £2 million, you're not going to want to walk in there and someone will go, yeah, that's fine, we can do it, no problem, whatever. You're going to want them to really be active, and you want them to show interest, and they take responsibility for selling your big asset. So it's everything is customer service.
Do you think you found the industry that you're most passionate about? What can you see yourself moving on in 5-10 years?
I'm passionate about making money. When I was at school, I was once in ninth grade school, and the teacher asked me in front of the whole class because I don't know what I was doing, I wasn't listening. And she said, Edward, what do you want to do when you're older? And being 15, the answer of make a shit ton and do as least as possible. Apparently that wasn't the correct answer at 15 years old in school. But that's what I told her. I don't really care what I do. For me, you get the buzz from making the money and seeing an idea work. As long as it's legal, I don't mind doing it. when I was at school, when I did my A-levels, I did chemistry, physics, biology, psychology. I did really well. I wanted to be a doctor. But when it came to the end of it, I didn't want to study for 5 years, which is exactly what I ended up doing at Regent. But had I done that, I might be a doctor. I would be a doctor already. I'd probably be maybe a registrar by now. But I wouldn't have had the opportunities I have now. And the places I've been, the people I've met, the network I've created, I wouldn't have come here for starters. So I might have enjoyed that, but to make the money and do the things I want to do for myself, for the planet, things like that, I wouldn't have been able to do that by being a doctor.
Can you tell us a little bit about the financial side? This is a startup business, but I understand the setup is such that I think costs are under control. You said head office is out in the field and people are commissioned and so on.
Yeah,
so you want to comment a little bit about the cash flows and then what you want to achieve?
Yeah, sure. So cash in the business. So we were a startup. My family, I'm very grateful to them. They helped me seed the company. Didn't have a huge amount to start with, but starting the business, especially because a lot of our agents work on commission only, so that was the first big bonus. So if we have 10 agents, we don't have to pay them 25 grand a year. Pay them, that's a quarter of £1 million payroll. We don't need to pay them that. So it's about finding where to save money without skimping on the customer service. The office. It's only us that work in the office. We don't have big people there. We have our boardroom that's all fancy and nice, but our office is literally on an airfield. My office overlooks the runway, gets quite noisy sometimes, but it's literally on an airfield in the middle of nowhere, and I know when someone's coming for an interview, if the phone starts ringing, I go, "You're lost, aren't you?" And they say, "Yes, we are." I say, "What can you see?" They said, "A plane." I said, "Yeah, which one? Give me the registration." I know that the back of my hand up there, but I'm going on an airfield. Why do we need a big fancy office? No one gives a toss. No one really gives a toss. Cash flows, there's a lot of software you can use now which has really helped, and you can get an overview, because before you would literally take every receipt, put it in a spreadsheet. Now there's softwares like Xero that can really help you. You have a look. I seem to always be drawn to you, but I don't know why it is, but it's drawn to you. And again, so you have to, and you have to be disciplined. Someone said discipline earlier. That's a big thing as well, especially when you have people working for you. And I wouldn't say it's a problem, but like I said, I make everyone equal around the board table. Sometimes that can be a problem because people get very comfortable and they expect, "Oh, we need a new computer, we should all go for Macs." And that's when you're going to have the kind of responsibility and the discipline to go, "No, you don't. I need business." You have to, try to get this out right. You've got to make, marketing is the most important, so you've got to free up as much money as you can for marketing. But don't lose on the customer service. Investment, things like presentations, very important. Like I said, being a people's person, so when I met my investor a few weeks ago to close down the deal, we met for we were there for 2 hours, 10 minutes. We spent talking about the investment. The whole thing was on a handshake initially. The contracts were done after, the whole thing was on a handshake. And we spent 10 minutes negotiating a percentage, and that was it. We spent the next 2 hours talking about life. And that's how we got on. That's how I met my investor in a jacuzzi. Yeah, like I said, you're always going to be on top of your game when you're an entrepreneur. You never know who you're going to meet. I was looking for an investor for 6 months. I couldn't find one anywhere. I went to professionals, I went to big buildings in the city, meeting people in their big, ridiculous offices. And then I went to the gym with my dad. We sat in the jacuzzi. I didn't go to the gym, we just went to the jacuzzi. But I sat there, and then in comes a guy. We started to chat. Doesn't know anything about property, but he was really into cars. So we started talking about cars. The next thing is he goes, "Yeah, send me a deck." A few hours later, I'm at the office, and he calls me and goes, yeah, we'd like to invest. That was the luck. You don't, that's a very rare thing to happen for someone to go like that, and these are great guys that I'm working with, but if you don't go out there knocking on doors, luck's not going to knock on doors, you've got to go and knock everywhere else first to find it.
You want to talk about the evaluation a little bit of evaluation at this point in time?
Yeah, so the company...
We've been running now for
year and a half. Yeah, July 18 we started.
Yeah.
So valuation was obviously based upon the investment that we had.
Yeah, so post money.
Post money. Going forward, the company, we're looking to do by the end of year 4, turnover 5 million a year, which depends who you're asking, but they could value that for anything 2.5 to 30 times your gross turnover. So one person would say, yeah, the company, by the end of year 4, if you do 5 million a year, we're estimating about 2.5 net profit. So 2.5 net profit times up by 4, you could be 10 million, you could be 50 million, you could be 80 million. That's how you get a valuation. I'm very different. This is the thing I had. My investors luckily were on the same terms as me. A lot of people, I don't know if you guys watch Dragon's Den sometimes? You've seen how they do it, someone goes in there and goes, yeah, well, I'm looking for £100,000 return for 10% of my company. And then Deborah Meaden sits there like, you value your company at £1 million, do you? Because it's 10% for 100, 10 times 10 is 100, it's 100, and you get a million. I don't look at investment like that. I never have. I'm pretty sure that's the wrong way to think about it. But I think about, look, where's the business now? What are we doing? How much do I need? And what's fair? What's fair? I mean, when we went out initially, we were looking for £250,000, and we were looking to give 10% away. It was a £2.5 million valuation. And some people sat in front of me and said, how did you get to £2.5 million? And what's your cash flow? And what's doable? And I said, look, I'll show it to you. There's stuff there. It's not that impressive, but I'm not looking at it as £2.5 million. I'm looking at, I need this from you. This is where we're at. This is the backing we've got. These are the people on our board. We've got the guy from Wait. We're a customer service-based business that works. The majority of our staff is on commission only. So that guy from Weight Watchers, managing almost 4,500 people on commission only across all of Europe, that's a big plus point. I don't care what the valuation says, that gives those investors a lot more security. It's just about giving the investors as much security as possible.
I was going to ask regarding your employees with commission earnings, is that sort of like a gig economy model?
What's that?
Like the gig economy model when they only work,
I don't know what that
do
is.
they work part-time or full-time?
No, they're full-time. So we pitch it to them so as I said earlier, starting a high street estate agency, it's a lot of money. You've got to fill the office up with staff because it's a shop front. You don't want to go past an estate agency on the high street and see one person working in there. You've got to have 3 or 4 people in there to make it look right. Everything's about image. Because we don't have the office on the high street, we have those agents out there, and we pitch it to them as, look, you're going to go out there, we're going to support you with marketing, with all the phones, we're going to handle your inquiries, we're going to do the website, we'll do everything for you. You have 2 responsibilities: find properties, value them, and sell them. Once the offer comes through, it goes back to the back office, and they do all the negotiation, they do all the paperwork, all the compliance, all the sale. And we're saying, look, take Regent's Park, for example, or NW8 as the postcode. That's going to be your area. You're going to get a 30% margin on your business. Think about it like that, but you've got to put no capital in at all. We'll do the whole lot for you. The only money you're going to spend is a little bit on fuel. So it's running their own business in their area. We do most of it for them, and we don't. We could expect them to do the progression, which is all the contracts and negotiation. But everything good?
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, someone did that to me because I used to talk a lot. I wasn't doing it. Yeah, so it's. I don't know what model you said it was. Like I said, very simple-minded.
I was just saying it's quite an interesting model for an estate agency. There's a lot of businesses,
Yeah,
like Uber and Eats, you don't necessarily hire people,
Yeah.
they work commission.
Hiring people now is there are other ways to do it. And if you want to find entrepreneurial types, all the people we have in are agents and either own their own estate agency before, been doing it for 30 years, or they've had their own business before, and they have that discipline, especially we tell them, 6 to 9 months, you're not going to be making any serious money. But after that, you're going to be a whole brand in an area, and you're not going to have anyone in your company to compete with. That area is going to be yours.
Are they franchisees or are
No.
they part of the...
No, they sign an agency agreement with us.
Okay.
So basically, they sign off. It's like a franchise that's free. That's how we explain it to people, but it's not a franchise. So they sign a contract with us that basically gives them a license to operate under our name. They have to follow our rules and regulations.
They operate under their name or under Tatewood?
No, they operate under Tatewood's name. So they're self-employed.
Yeah.
They do their own taxes. We don't get involved in that. But they operate under the Tatewood brand.
Okay.
Yeah, and the rules and regulations, they're pretty straightforward, but everything about that contract is just designed to keep customer service. And we have a 3-strike policy that we don't use very often, but we're very sort of strict at giving them out. If you don't call a customer in 2 hours, you get a strike. If you cancel more than 2 appointments in 2 weeks, you get a strike. Everything's customer service. And we've gone through people like toilet paper to find the right type of person, and we've learned a lot about people. We've learned what kind of person is going to want to work for us. We've tailored our adverts to that, tailored where we find recruiting is quite hard when it's commission only, because you don't know what you're getting until you haven't got recruiters to fall back on. Yeah.
At the moment you're operating in London?
All over London and Hertfordshire, but we can open up, well, that's our main areas of residential. We set up commercial a few months ago. We've got stuff in Brighton, we've got stuff in Exmouth.
Okay.
Because of the uniqueness of it, if someone asks me one day, oh, I'm thinking of selling this warehouse I've got in Manchester, can you do it? And I was like, yeah, sure. Because what we'll do is we'll find someone out there who's got experience, or some kind of residential or commercial experience, bring them to the head office for 2 days, train them up on what they need to know, how to use our system, the rules of Tatewood, we send them back out in the field. They can just get on with what they're good at. You have a question?
Yeah, so do you take on all types of properties, no matter what value it is?
Yep. We've got, the cheapest thing we've got is 150 grand, which is a shared ownership in Tottenham.
Yeah.
And then the top end, I think, is like 3.5 million. Because of the way we pitch ourselves, we're not purple bricks, we're not everything's on top, we're not, you know, you get a lot of service for us, everything's included, you get someone who's your dedicated concierge for that, so people at the higher end of the market are happy to go with us.
Okay, that brings us to an end. Thank you so much, Edward. It was very interesting. Thank you very much.
Hope you guys
Round
enjoy.
of applause.
Yeah.
CVs.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm going to send you mine in a second.
Yeah, pleasure.
Thank you very much.